It's Kevin Jack in today for Lee Sterry, and I'm kind of in and out of the station. So to get you up to speed on my family, my son Alex is almost set to turn 2. My daughter Ayla is almost 3.5. They're 18 months apart. And you know, if you're a parent, when your wife was pregnant or when you were pregnant, people kept reminding you that you're going to change and your life is going to change, and you kind of brush it off and say, yeah, we're prepared. And for the most part, we are, right? I will, however, admit, and I'm quite ready to admit that I changed. And the biggest thing about me that changed was my feelings towards the plight of other families, especially when children are struggling. And there's nothing I can do. That feeling is ingrained in me, and I'm telling you, before I was a dad, it wasn't there. My heart breaks when I hear of or see other families that are dealing with issues pertaining to their young children. And that's why I'm so happy that the Niagara Children's Center is right here in Niagara, that they are doing the good work, making miracles every day up there on the hill across from Brock University. And one of the families that has been touched ever since the birth of their daughter Tessa is the Casalato family. Tessa's mom, Nicole Casalato, joins us now on the program as we talk a little bit about the Help Kids Shine campaign and make you a little more aware of all the good that they do at the Niagara Children's Center. Nicole, welcome to the program today.
Hi, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
How's Tessa doing? How old is she now?
Tessa's just over 1.5 years now. She's doing great.
Is she walking?
We're not walking on our own yet. We need the support of AFOs, which are braces on Tessa's legs. She's walking with a walker, or she loves to hold people's hands to walk. So we're getting there. We're not quite walking on our own yet, but we're upright and we're moving.
Oh, God, such a cute age. Bring us back to October 2015. Tessa's born prematurely. Did that come as a surprise to you and your husband?
It did, yes. I went home from work Thanksgiving weekend, and little to our surprise, I didn't go back to work. My water broke, and Tessa was ready to come into the world before we were ready for her to arrive. We thought we had 2 months under our belt, but she had other plans.
And came out early at 33 weeks, just because, you know, that number's not top of mind to everybody. I'd say a quote-unquote normal gestation period?
Yes.
No, what is it? Is it 40 weeks, 38 to 40 weeks?
40 weeks is what they say is full term.
Okay, full term. And at first, was Tessa dealing with complications that you and your husband could at least spot or monitor, or how did those first few days, few weeks, few months play out for you?
So we had Tessa born at the St. Catharines Hospital, and the first month we were at the NICU there. For the first couple weeks, Tessa required a feeding tube. We were disclosed right away that Tessa had 3 pinholes in her heart. It turns out that the pinholes were in the muscle of her heart. So within a couple months, with her growing and developing, the muscle of the heart grew and her holes have closed. So the first month was very scary in the hospital because we not only were we first-time parents, we were unsure of what all of this meant.
And what has it meant for you in the last 1.5 years?
It's like you were saying about your own children. Until you have a son or daughter of your own, you don't truly know how to express it or explain it to others. It's been nothing but a joy. We just move at a different pace than other parents. Tessa hasn't developed as quickly. She's not doing everything as quickly, but trust me when I tell you our house is childproof and she's getting into trouble just like anyone else's little munchkin. She's just doing it more at Tessa's speed.
How old was Tessa when she first walked into, was carried into it at a young age, into the Niagara Children's Center? And what work do you and she do at the NCC?
So Tessa was brought in around 8 months. That was a couple months after we had gotten her Cru-du-Chat diagnosis. When we started there, we just started with physiotherapy because Tessa wasn't meeting her milestones like other children. Now we have we are considered a teen child. So we have a full team that takes care of Tessa and mine and my husband Josh's needs. So we see a physiotherapist, we see an occupational therapist, a speech therapist. We have a social worker who helps us with anything we need at the center, and we also are involved with a dietitian now as well.
What does that mean to you and your husband? Where would you be without the Children's Center?
Josh and I talk about this all the time. We truly don't know where we would be or what we would do, but we honestly believe that Tessa would not be as far and where she is today if it wasn't for the help of the amazing team that we work with at the Niagara Children's Center.
If it wasn't for their expertise, you and your husband would probably have to quit both of your jobs. You'd have to stay at home and care for her full time, and you yourself become experts in all the areas and aspects that the Niagara Children's Center already are and they provide.
Yes, exactly. If it wasn't for little tips and tricks about how to help her stand or how to help her crawl or how to help her eat, these are things that you take for granted, not realizing that you may need to be able to assist your child in doing these day-to-day activities. It
goes beyond just the help that the child gets, though. To a degree, you and your husband must now be involved a little bit in the social community that develops. And talk about that bond between yourself and other parents going to the NCC and how important that is.
I truly feel since being there, it's made Josh and I be able to be more open about Tessa syndrome. It's made us feel more comfortable with us. It's made us feel supported and that we have the strength. Josh and I, by all means, have a fantastic family and friend support system, but it's the families and the team at the center that has really made it full circle for us and be able to be the best parents we can be for Tessa, because without them advocating and teaching us, we wouldn't be able to be as beneficial to Tessa as I find we are and her team is.
I'm sure whenever anybody asks you about the Children's Center and Tessa's involvement, you probably want to sit them down for 10 minutes and say, well, listen to this. And you just start campaigning about all the great things that the Children's Center does. Well, I want to give you that opportunity now on the radio. Imagine I'm somebody that's saying, well, what does the Children's Center do, not just for Tessa, but everybody else in the community, and why should we support them? Well, I'm sure you could talk about that at length, Nicole.
Sure, most definitely. Really, ourselves, we didn't know what the Children's Center was and what all it offered, not only for the children there, the family, the community here in Niagara, until we were there ourselves. We have nothing but positive things to say about this Children's Center. We are so fortunate to have one like this and to be able to offer these services in our area. I can't express enough. Everyone has been so generous who's donated to the Help Kids Shine campaign as well already, that we're fundraising for the full month of May. All the proceeds are going right into the Children's Center that are helping the families and children in the community. So if anyone can take the time to donate, it's not just appreciated by the Cosolato family, it's appreciated by the Niagara Children's family, because it's just, we ourselves wouldn't be able to have these services and to have Tessa doing what she's doing if it wasn't for this facility. And I know every parent who walks through the door, whether you're just seeing one therapist, or if you're on a team like Tessa is, or you're at the daycare at the center, or the school at the center, you understand how beneficial this is to everyone.
Nicole, thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey, and give Tessa a real big hug for all of us tonight, okay?
Thanks, Kevin. We will. Thanks for having me.
And to support the Help Kids Shine, anytime, Nicole, go to NiagaraChildrenCenter.com, and it's right there. But if you just Google Help Kids Shine, it's the first response. It comes up right away. And thank you so much for Nicole. It's difficult to do that, to share, but you know that everybody that has been touched by the Children's Center, they have no problem opening up. May not be comfortable in media, but yeah, sure, I'll take the opportunity. Tell everybody about all the great things that the Children's Center does, and they can do more of it with your support. NiagaraChildrenCenter.com.